Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Endless Space 2. I think we need to come up with a plan for dealing with our neighbors. I think we are going to take Cross. I want the antimatter. So, we have to be ready for the Vaulters to not like that. Also, somebody put a pirate mark on our home system, and we don't, I think, have any idea who it was. We know for a fact that the Vaulters had a ship at least as close as NGC-205. They may well have seen Murgashi. I haven't been paying enough attention, unfortunately, to know whether probes have come across our home system from either direction, but basically, I think it's perfectly reasonable to assume that both of our neighbors have seen our home system, so either one of them could be responsible for this mark. Well, we're working on the new ship designs. Not really much else for it. We do need to enable our Hyperium mining. Do we have... Okay, we have the planet, we just don't have the tech. Let's throw that onto the queue after we finish researching the new ship designs. And is this what we want to be working on right now? No, I think I want to put this beautifier together and head out for Cross. We'll get control of Rigel pretty soon. I think the Vaulters are going to have some feelings about this. We also do still care about Acellus. It's not, like, super vital that we take it right away, but it would be good to take it. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Well, that pirate mark is really becoming an issue. Unfortunately, we can't launch the ship now. Well, I guess we can. We can launch it and just retreat. It's going to get attacked, but... we can click out of the system quickly enough? No, I mean, they're in defense mode, right? So yeah, we'll retreat, obviously. Then we will navigate our way over through open space a little bit. I'm trying to think, what's the best way to get to Cross here? Obviously, we can't cross Andromeda. We can't go back through the home system. Maybe like... that's 7 turns. Go to Dorado and then across to here? No, it is not okay to try to go back through Murgashi. Unfortunately, I don't think there are very good, like, waypointing tools. Yeah, so we'll have to manage this manually. We'll go through Ying to Dorado, across the nebular clouds, and then you can find a way over from there, I guess. Because it's going to be quite a while before we have ships to actually chase these pirates off. I don't want to be sitting here in the hangar forever. This might get us Rigel. Okay, yep, that was the one. Rigel has some ships, but I don't imagine they'll be very fast. Yeah, it's going to take 6 turns to get over here. Well, we probably should still do it. Let's have a look at our new system. So we have 2 Diuvians. If we were to splice them, we would get 2 science and 1 food. That's alright. It's not bad. They have not built the 2 basic buildings, but they have built Xeno-industrial infrastructure and magnetic field generators and Xenotourism magnetic field generators, despite the fact that there are no anomalies here, and that building is terrible. And they put industrial zones on one of their planets. That's nice because we don't actually have access to this, so we couldn't have done this. So this planet is 0 food, 1 industry, 14 dust, 14 science per population. This planet has some food and industry. And it's worth noting that this planet actually does have food on it because Diuvians produce extra food on gas worlds. So yeah, why don't we just move them both over here? And then we'll... you know what, we'll rush that. Start putting together some food. Alright, we'll get them growing. They're, a reasonable splice. Down here for Zubin. And next turn we get our quest from the sowers. Yeah, alright. Things are going okay. What do we miss out on here? Be the first to have 8 planets colonized. We're currently on 7. Oh, you know what? We got it this turn. But just after somebody else did. That's a shame. Was the reward for that good? It was 75 titanium. Yeah, that's not bad. It's pretty good, actually. I'm bummed that I forgot that that was a thing. Okay, also we found 25 influence, which is fine. Pretty whatever. And are we already zeroed out on influence again after we got that obelisk? I guess we have 2 more population. Huh. Alright, we're gonna have to develop some influence tech. But for now, yeah, everything's fine. We are doing the things that need doing. Access to these combat ship designs now. Let's pop in here and see what they want. Take control of a planet in a new system adjacent to Oentho. Alright, well, that's maybe doable. We could afford to praise these guys again and just push really hard for... we have a little bit of time. We push really hard for getting control of Kurha, which would give us Oentho. Or we could try to take Andromeda. That's the plan for right now there. And let's put some ships together. So we have 65 Hyperium. We're not mining Hyperium yet, but we'll start mining it soon, and we have a bunch stockpiled. I think we can afford to do this. And then we have 100% optimal at all ranges, 20 damage per second, or, wow, this is a pretty good laser. So, even at the ranges where this is weak, it's still doing 17 DPS, which isn't really that different from the beam, and it has a higher crit chance. Okay, this beam does kill crew on hit. So, in case you're not familiar, what crew does, as far as I'm aware, the only thing that crew does on a ship is if your ship has full crew, if it is at crew capacity, it deals extra damage. And I think it's a significant amount. It's like 15 or 20%. The moment you're not at full crew, you immediately lose that entire bonus. It doesn't scale down gradually. It's either you are at full crew and getting the bonus, or you are not. So, a weapon that kills some amount of crew on the first hit immediately reduces the damage of enemy ships, provided that they were fully crewed. So that is significant, but I think the DPS difference here is enough that I want to use these opal lasers. And then, probably plating's right. Pirates are generally projectile-based. No, these are energy pirates. Okay. They're also energy defenses, but we'll just overwhelm them with sheer strength. So yeah, that's us being able to take that quest. Somebody else was the first to win 10 battles, green, so probably green is Cravers, just a guess. And we don't care what the vote was. Building important stuff, yeah. How close are we on Beerus? 17 turns, but we're looking at like 1 or 2 ship deliveries, and we're on the way already. Yeah, okay. Beerus is basically a colony already. As soon as Beerus becomes a colony, we're going to have crazy food output on Mergashi. Oh, I didn't actually start building warships. I should probably do that. Yeah, okay. 3 turns. It's not too bad. So yeah, we probably want people over here for the extra food. Oh, not so badly that it takes us an extra turn to finish that weapon, though. Oh, hey, we're about to have an Epistus birth. We might get to 4 Epistus soon, actually. Cool. That would be nice. Alright, let's search Zubin here, and then we can head over to the Pilgrim planet because it has a curiosity, doesn't it? Yeah. We can search that. That'll help them fall in love with us a little bit. We discovered that one of these planets is hollow. That's handy. And, okay. 20 hydromel is interesting because this is a higher tier luxury, so it's probably more valuable. Okay. Do we want to go ahead and focus on commercial frameworks to get us the next tier of this tree yet? Or do we want to maybe focus on military tech a little bit more? We could do that by getting access to our medium ship designs or by actually moving up the military branch. I'm a little concerned about how things are going. I don't think we're going to need chain gang program because I think we are going to have food sufficient to generate manpower that way. So yeah, let's go up here. Let's just get some of the basic stuff. I want to be ready in case things get a little ugly. See, there's a third pirate ship arriving, which is extremely annoying. Oh, and Ursa's not building anything. That should probably be fixed. Yeah, we should probably build this. So do we want to keep our people on this planet? It does have all of the industry. This place has 4 food. But this place has 2 food per citizen. Because remember, our law is giving 2 food per citizen per anomaly. Just out of curiosity, if we move everybody over here, it adds 4 turns to the AI labor. I think we rush the AI labor as hard as we can. We'll devote some dust to this if we can take a couple turns off of it. And then once this is done, we can build anything we want in this system relatively quickly. Yeah, okay. Alright, so from HD 44179, trip to Cross is pretty long. I'd really prefer not to go through enemy territory as we're doing this. So we'll, like, go to Nakos and then across to Cross. It's a little longer than I would like, but navigation is somewhat treacherous here. Okay, so these guys are going to arrive right as we finish the weapons. Would be no problem to take the pirates out from there, and then we can probably just go hit Andromeda. We definitely want strategic resource generation. Sowers are now paying out even more. Going to generate more Horatio. We're getting pretty close to finishing the first step of our faction quest. We could ship population around, but honestly, our population in this system is so valuable. I think we'll just keep people here, keep growing very quickly, and we'll ship people out as we approach the population cap in Megashi. I feel like I'm forgetting something. I feel like there was something I was gonna do. Yeah, I don't know what. Okay. 5, you attempt to defeat me with little more than courage and a pretty face. I had hoped for something a bit less mundane from you. Run, little 5. All those faces that look like me are looking for you. So we've got our crafted nutrition plant now. I do not think, in general, that this is as good as the reward from the industry branch. The industry branch is pretty clearly the right way to go. But we can build this on Ursa, right, where we will have the production to get through it quickly, and it'll help Ursa populate at least. And, hey, look at that. It actually is a different quest for the second part, branching off of what you did in the first part. Oh, you know what? This might not be branching off of what you did in the first part. It actually might be random. There are a couple of places where you are not in control of what quest step you get next, and this might be one of those things. So is this quest the same? Or is this text the same now that I'm fruitful and multiply? Okay, yeah, all this stuff about stepping on the balcony and having throngs cheer at you. This text is a little bit different, but on the whole, the same stuff is going on here. So we need to own this new system that was revealed to us, raise its approval to 50, and we will receive a new hero. This is definitely a less good reward than the one we got access to last time. Alright, Tiberius is complete. So we took over the industry-rich planet first, so that we could use it to take over the food planet, and this way we have access to both of them quickly, which allows us to balance the system toward what we want it to do. If you start on the food-rich, industry-light planet, it's much harder to colonize the other one, because you use industry to colonize once you already have a colony within the system. We'll start there. I am not going to spend dust on this, I don't think, because it's going to be done quickly and we want to save. Although, honestly, how much time are we going to be able to take off of this? We might get 2 turns off of it. I think that would be acceptable, a reasonable use of our dust. Hey, I thought it was only going to be 1 more turn. Can we up our industry output a little bit here? Not really. Yeah, so everybody should be over here. I'm not imagining things, right? It was going to be just one turn beyond the first weapon for the second one. What happened? Huh. Well, whatever. I don't suppose it really matters. When these guys arrive, we can pop our other guy out of the hangar and solve the pirate problem for the moment. So we have to take control of Deneb. And it is already populated with 4 Horatio, I'm assuming, so this will be handy to get a hold of. Does not have much in the way of defensive manpower. Alright, this might be the first place we go with our warships. Oh, I was going to insert another tech in front of commercial frameworks here. Right, because we should grab these, as I always do. A2S slugs are, like, I don't think you can pass them up. I think they're too valuable. Although, they're less valuable with this faction, or at least with our start, than they were with other factions, because we actually are going to have a ton of food. But I definitely want to have access to mobile energy weapons. Maybe I don't need to grab this right now. We don't really need the kinetic enhancer. We'd rather have a plasma intensifier. The electromagnetic shield is not very attractive. You know what? Let's pull this out of the queue. We know we want autonomous construction at the very least. Let's let that happen. That's not what I want. To select the system, pop this guy out of the hangar, and merge these up. I'm kind of surprised we didn't get attacked by the pirates right away. Well, that gives me an opportunity to manage this. I want to put something in that has us at medium range in the middle flotilla. So post-op analysis or the few or the proud. Yeah. Pretty clearly better. This is kind of annoying, the fact that they're all separate fleets and they're not attacking us. I was really hoping that I wouldn't even have to spend my action point. So yeah, we're only going to get to attack 1 fleet per turn. It's going to take us 3 turns to clear them out of here, which is frustrating. Should be pretty easy battles, though. So I'm still considered to be under siege, despite the fact that I'm not... I'm in control of the airspace. It's going to take us multiple turns to whittle their ships down, although we would kill them all instantly if they were in 1 fleet. Kind of annoying. Well, we could build interplanetary transport network, and then as soon as it's done, move everybody over to Rigel 1. I didn't really want to do that. We could build... Yeah, you know what? This is a pretty good building. So's this, though. Okay, we found some adamantine and a quest. A lost expedition. Okay. Yep, well, I guess we will in fact search the curiosity on Kurha 1. This is going to provide extra approval with these guys. Hey look, we did it. Touchdown on the planet close to the site of last known contact, and also 50 influence. Handy, actually, because we're starting to lose it very rapidly. Yeah, that was a pretty good outcome. We discovered our lost team surviving inside of a crashed Vodyani craft, so free ship, and also 20% science for our empire. Yeah, a gouge is pretty alright. So we are now at +7 per turn with them, thanks to the curiosities that we got to reveal there. I'm hoping that their quest will be real easy. So I think I'm going to send the Vodyani ship back home. And I suppose our scout just continues out into the galaxy at large. This is really annoying that they're not fighting us. Since when do pirate ships not attack everything that they can attack as soon as they can attack it? A very strange circumstance. We picked up another unit of Zvali, but I'm pretty sure we don't want to splice them. Getting another unit of Hiroshima here. If these guys get to 4, I might splice them instead of Epistis. We'll see. We're definitely sticking with ecologist. This anomaly law is actually really helpful. We did not learn any new laws. Oh hey, the pirates are attacking now. Cool, that will make this much easier to clean up. Okay, good stuff. Shall we just go straight for their system? I mean, I guess I do. I want to pick up Deneb. What is the manpower of this? We have enough for 60 infantry. Twice theirs and they're not gaining. So we're about to have the ability to go to armor units. Yeah, we can take this. We can take this by force. Oh, I guess I should probably have mixed him in. Go with them. And then we'll worry about Andromeda afterward. So Ying still needs food. It also still needs industry. This is 20 industry at least now that we have 2 planets. That's not nothing. So I probably want to build the first couple of food structures before moving over into breeding mode, right? Because we're getting a ton of industry output from this planet. We will get less, to put it gently, from here. And we're actually still generating population at an okay rate. So yeah, we'll rush drone networks and sustainable farms out, and then we'll probably bounce over to here. We should get this done too. Since we have a temperate, fertile world here. This will dramatically lessen the industry cut that we take from moving over. As a percentage of our total industry, of course. Yeah, so... Yeah. Yeah, things are going pretty well. Are we close to being able to rush the end of this out on Ursa? Yeah, next turn probably. We get 3 turns off of it. That's cool. Alright, a lot of pirates incoming. We still want to get to Narcos and then do the move from there. Or maybe even go to Wentho and move from there. I wonder if cross is close enough to count as adjacent. I'm not really sure if adjacent just means adjacent on the star lanes. It might mean within a certain distance. Alright, we can probably let commercial frameworks finish from here. Okay, we're about to hit 4 Epistis. Great. It is definitely going to be worth splicing. Let's send a probe down this way. We'll get whatever's at the end of this star lane, plus hopefully the system that the vaulters are from. Oh hey, even more vaulters. Also, a world that has quite a few curiosities left to explore. Right, out of curiosity here, can we see any new legendary deeds? We can see this. We could totally get that. That's a pretty good system improvement, I think. If we get really into a lot of star system trade stuff, we might be able to try to angle for a dust victory here, actually. Extra star system trade value can be very valuable. Right, we've got that revealed, of course. Okay. We are not here. So somebody got to this tier of the military quadrant and also won 10 battles. We don't want to encounter green. Is what I have learned. Right, I'm going to mash the heck out of this button so that we can get our settling ship through Rigel before the pirates show up and potentially go into defense mode around it. Which would have potentially been awkward. I think we're in a position where approval would actually be important, aren't we? Wow, the pirates are actually ground attacking us? That's unusual. Oh, they have a medium. Where the heck are these pirates from? They're definitely not from Andromeda, because they came in this way. Alright, we may have to be ready to deal with these guys sooner rather than later. We might need medium ship designs to do that too. Alright, I think let's grab unstable isotopes that we have access to the plasma intensifier. And then, like, adaptive bureaucracies so that we can research medium ships. Like, it might be wartime. Soon. Alright, what do you guys want? Oh, hey, that's a thing we can definitely do. Pin this, please. I can keep an eye on that. But yeah, we can definitely do that, and if we get Kurha, it will switch Oentho over to us. Yeah, this thing where the pirates have a medium ship, this is going to make this a lot more difficult to resist. We might lose Rigel. Temporarily. So Mrigashi probably needs to get to building AI labor. Right, this is the highest industry world even before that. Interplanetary transport network is also good here. And I think we're splicing. Gonna have a short-term reduction in our industry in exchange for a significant long-term increase. Gonna fill this planet here. Able to get a turn off of AI labor. Okay, just one turn. It's not bad though, and we're still generating a considerable amount of food. That will add a turn. And maybe I just want to let this finish naturally. So let's see. This is 2 industry per citizen. It would become 6. So it will actually only be equal with Horatio Prime. So there's no sense in moving people over, but... Oh no, there totally is, because this planet has much better outputs of other kinds. So yeah, let's rush this. We'll move everybody over after it's actually completed. Means that this is really where it's more important to get the exoscience stations up, because there'll be full population here. Okay. We discovered the rejuvenation field. So they're, this is where they started. I think this down here is probably their home system then. Alright, let's deal with this ground battle. I'm worried about this. They only have 500 total manpower. We can probably run them out without actually having to sacrifice all of our population. But I think I want to do one conscription at the beginning here. Let's try to have a blowout victory so that we really reduce them. And then we can probably play Protect System from there. Minor defeat. Well, you know, I can do this, and I probably should. And honestly, I know this isn't like... It's not a super balanced tactic, but we're only going to be fighting infantry and armor from other players, and this is a better way to go against a force of any mixture of infantry and armor, but especially mixtures that are heavy on infantry, which the AI always is. We can buy another upgrade for them next turn. So, what are you guys going to do here? Obviously, we'd love to hold on to the place. I don't really have a build that accomplishes that. Interplanetary transport network at least gives us the ability to have some industry over here, but we gotta wrap up this thing on Deneb quickly and get over to Rigel with our military ships. Although we're just gonna lose the fight with the medium. You know, as much as I want this to get finished, well, getting unstable isotope faster isn't really gonna help though. Yeah, it kind of doesn't matter what order these are in. This pirate ship is a real problem for us. It's a very serious issue. Hold on just a moment. Well, that was irritating. Although there is literally no reason ever to ring the doorbell 4 times in quick succession. That guy wasn't even here for me. He was here for my neighbors. He just, like, mashed his palm on all the buttons so that somebody would answer the door. I don't know why people can't have, like, basic consideration. Alright. Oh, hey! The Cravers are not green, so we're seeing enemy ships running through our systems, I guess. This is a purple system now, so the Cravers are down here, I guess? I don't have any idea where the UE might be. They might be from the center? Rigel's pretty far out. It looks like maybe there are just star lanes from the outer arms into the middle. Okay, well, this is pretty bad. This went a lot less well than I thought it was going to. Yeah, I think we're going to rely on conscription again. We really have to win this. Okay, we should easily hold next turn without conscripting our final population point, but I'm very annoyed by how this has gone. Oh, sorry, not this. This. Let's upgrade our armor here. Alright, should be an easy hold from here, but we lost a lot of population doing that. You guys 1 turn out? 2 turns out. Well, I certainly can't go before they get here. Need all that manpower. Yeesh. Well, not much point in conducting a siege at that rate. No, absolutely do not go through the other player's territory. It's not even a different number of turns. Why would the default route be through another player's territory? This would be 4. Okay, yeah. Yeah, we'll just go straight there. Bizarre pathing. Alright, we've discovered another unit of Epistis, which is not super ideal. And this system has antimatter. Oh, and also we're going to get a free technology. You know, eventually. Okay, hold on. We'll deal with that in a second. So here we'll have the ability to start researching applied cryogenics next turn. We're here on Rigel. They really don't have much left, so we want to go protect system. Should be an easy hold. They still have a tiny, tiny bit of manpower remaining. See if we can try to see what's at the other end of this star lane. Well, we're certainly getting a lot of information. Things are still unfolding a little bit slowly. Okay, so now we have the ability to build very rapidly, and I think what we need to build is the thing that gives us all the food. Yeah, by the time this finishes, it'll be plus 20 food. Which is actually less than just building intensive cultivation here. Hold on. Let's start with intensive cultivation. Yeah, I kind of forgot that this was plus 3 food on original Empire population. I thought it was just the system level, or I was just remembering the system level part of it. This is, yeah, pretty good here. Ying. Actually, maybe Ying is where we build this? So we probably don't need them in the same place. Oh wow, we are pretty close to needing industry, or in approval here. We're actually getting very unhappy. Our people do not like living in this system. Well, we'll sort it out. So we're at 6 of 15 on patient 0. Merge you guys all up for now and have at them. You can definitely go for a little bit of bombing. Pretty easy takeover. And then here all we have to do is protect system. We'll burn their manpower out entirely, so the invasion is now over. But we are going to need to be rescued, because they could slowly just siege our defense down to nothing. Oh, I guess they're not actually having any negative effect. Weird. Alright, somebody else built that, and... okay. Yeah, I wasn't really that worried about this. Although we were about to be done with it. I had kind of forgotten about it because it doesn't really matter, but we actually were pretty close to getting it. Alright, so we'll get 5 more buildings over the next 3 turns. Yeah, we're going to make patient 0 very easily. And here we have a temperate world. Probably makes sense to do, like, we have to get our approval relatively high here, but it's actually It's a place where our approval should be high. Oh. Huh, it's all Eider. That's a surprise. 5 went into hiding among people who are not Horatio? Ah, we moved up a quadrant. Or moved up a tier in this quadrant. So let's throw applied cryogenics on here. Do I want to just finish commercial frameworks? You know what? I think I do. Let's get our trade companies going. It's only 1 extra turn. And trade companies are valuable. These cells are really slowing me down. And they're not very good ships, really. Maybe we just leave them behind. But, like, we certainly can't attack this thing with just 2 of our own ships. And I guess there's no version of this where we're attacking them anyway, right? Yeah, alright. I'm going to split this fleet in half. We're going to have the cells just go back home and play defense. Have you guys return to Murgashi, where we will... I don't even know what, but we'll come up with a plan. Maybe we'll just go harass the pirate base at Andromeda. We're not ready to handle this problem yet. And yet more Zvali. I'm pretty sure it is still the case that I want to let the let this Zvali actually live in our empire up until there's 20 of them. So our next place is probably Hiroshima for the extra food. Or it could be Kalgaros or Eider. Honestly, Kalgaros is pretty attractive. We have the resource necessary to boost the Hiroshims, though. And it is 3 unconditional food. And we're not using the potatoes for anything else. Try to get those guys to 6 quickly. Alright, and for the most part, we're just waiting now. Yeah, people on Deneb are not happy, and as such are not producing. You know, of course, ownership will increase over time. Probably worth rushing, though. Don't like all these people out here scouting my empire. Makes me a little nervous. Looks like our probe narrowly missed that. Well, we can fix that once we're here at Zeturbia. I could tell people to buzz off, but I don't know that there's really a huge value in that. We certainly can't afford to run cool copies. It's only okay anyway. We probably could afford to run Brains over Bucks. Yeah, and right now we're bottlenecked on science. Yeah, it didn't really reduce our income by that much. Yeah, okay, that's reasonable. We're making rapid progress on patient 0. So Rigel needs to, you know, it might be worth making this. Also might be worth making approval. Oh, the population points that we lost to conscription were Diuvians both times, so we don't have them in our empire anymore? Yeah, they're just gone. Well, not horrible. They weren't exactly great. But man, this system really can't build anything of value, can it? Alright, give me some approval. We're gonna have to ship some population over there, probably. Are we really not... We're not mining the titanium because we don't have a person on this planet? Well, actually, it makes way more sense for the Horatio to be over here than on Rigel 2, since we don't generate food on the gas planet with Horatio. It's still not showing that we're... I guess this is a tooltip error, because we definitely should be mining... Or you know what? It's blockaded. Probably we don't get the strategic resources from systems that are blockaded. That makes sense. Alright, over here, I probably want to pound out this trade company HQ real fast. We could do it on Ursa instead. I do like that, actually. Ursa's all the way in on one end of the Empire, so if we then build our trade company subsidiary on, like, Owentho or Kurha once we have them, that means it has to run through the entire space. Obviously, that'll be better once Andromeda is no longer a pirate world. Yeah, alright.
Your actions threaten the hive.
Boy, this is just not happening. Sorry. Even if I did want to get involved in your stuff, I guess this is unfair, because I'm mad about stuff that a different version of you from a different reality has done. But I am mad, so... Sorry, buddy. Alright, and then we probably want to bounce these guys over here to get the extra food. Right now we're at 61 output. We could be at 79. That's pretty significant. This isn't that good while we're over on this planet. You know, we could really boost the dust output here. I'm not actually sure how the trade value of a system is calculated. I wonder if the base dust output of the system, you know, if your current dust output of the system is factored in, or if it's wholly population and luxury resources. This is another system that I should probably get a better understanding of. So we will. That's going to be something we work on here. Alright, you're pretty slow. You can come over here and defend Ursa with the other slow ships. You guys need to, I guess, just hang out and wait until we can build a medium ship to help out. And Murgashi should complete Patient Zero for us this turn, because it's gonna construct 2 buildings. Actually, we're gonna be past 15. So hopefully that'll give us Wentho. What is our... Okay, we're actually gonna be over... We're gonna be, kind of significantly over our colonization level. Well, we can pick up xenoanthropology. That'll give us 1 more system of room. Yeah, not totally ideal. This will be the plan for now, I guess. And we're probably gonna have to actually rely on these industry buildings a little, or these approval buildings a little bit. Okay. So we did that, got a bunch of influence. The building program was a success. And also, this happened. We got 100 dust. Hooray! Let's see. We have 4 of each of our new population types. Hold on, let's figure this out. I'm going to take Efficiency Aficionado first. Because that's an extra 40 industry for his system. We're probably going to have to get Transformational Leadership, though. How bad is the... Okay, we're still 91 here. We've fallen to 61 Empire-wide. And that's before we even get Cross. Which we will. What do we want to do with you guys? I guess we can send all of these ships to Andromeda. Are they full? Yeah, you know what? These 6 ships together might be enough to might be enough manpower to burn Andromeda out. Actually, with our own ships backing them up, yeah, I bet we can do this. And we've gained control over the constellation, which is awesome. This is a very, very good one to get that on. The Empire's threatening us. Do I have any idea where they are? Far away, it looks like. Yeah, I'm not paying that. I am not afraid of the consequences that they might bring. So we picked up some new traits. Been a big couple of turns. Okay, that came to an end. That's a shame. So let's have a quick look at what our Empire traits are now. We managed to pick up minus terraforming cost, an increase in probe vision range and speed, and minus 10% on all technology costs. This one's actually very significant. And we've got some new population types to think about splicing. The sowers will give us, yeah, minus 1 depletion point per turn on planets. We could actually restore planets taken from the cravers. We could also... so the way the cravers work is they generate extra resources per turn on planets that aren't depleted, and then they contribute depletion points to the planet. And when you run out of... and when you build up enough depletion points, the planet becomes depleted, so you're no longer getting your bonus sower or craver resources, and also the resources of the planet are dramatically reduced. If we could take some planets from the cravers and then balance craver population with sower population, or with Horatios that have sower population spliced into them, we could keep the increased rate of resource generation going while not actually depleting the planets. That's a very interesting idea. There's no point in boosting their growth chance, I guess, since they're on a system by themselves. Well, that's right. Horatio can occur on any system we own, can't they? Maybe it is worth spending some spuds. We're certainly not using them for anything. And Kurha... Okay, we do have the planet the Adamantian is on. We just need to pick up the Adamantian tech. So you guys are on a cold, sterile world over here. You would prefer to be in a place where there's an anomaly. Well, then get over here, where the anomaly is. What are you thinking? And this will be beneficial despite the fact that we can't mine this, because the deposit is there. Alright, Kurha is going to become a pretty powerful system pretty quickly, which is nice, because it's on the outer edge of our empire, and we're going to need that. And we are gonna take Cross. I think we should, but this is gonna be a little awkward for us approval-wise. So we probably want to put down on the medium arid, right? 2882 versus 2944, but we do have approval boosting luxuries here. So you can see we're actually at +1 approval per citizen here, whereas on this one we're -3. Yeah, you know what? I'll take this for now. Transvine. We're going to need to put Transvine into the next system development, I think. We're currently pulling them in at a rate of 5 per turn. It's going to be 75 in each of these. And then... I don't know, maybe trees again? There's no sense in locking this in now, since we couldn't do one. But we're almost certainly going to need the approval. Alright, this is definitely where we're going to want to start building the medium ship as soon as we are able to do so. So we don't want to do anything that's really going to take more than 2 turns. We could just build a couple more ships. I'd love to get this done, but I don't think we want to spend the time. Not right this second. You know, building Glorification of the Gorgeous will protect this system against a lot of approval loss. Still growing very rapidly. Yeah, alright. A lot of things are still going pretty well, even though we have suddenly just, like, hyper light speeded right past our colonization limit. And we get a new hero. And we're going to get another new hero before too much longer. I believe he's a Guardian, right? So we probably will be best off as a commander rather than a governor. Although Horatio, the Horatio part of the tree does have some good governor stuff in it. I don't know. We'll see. But here, I think we definitely want to try to take a good governor. So you... I meant to just look at his skills. Because I couldn't remember which one Counselor was. But yeah, actually I'm really glad that Counselor is the one I wanted. I was looking for the guy who has all the all the influence. And actually, he's the only one that was of a political party that's different from our current governor, so he will get this Senate bonus. Do these only apply if they're actually in the leading party? Or is it just that he has to be the leader of a party, any party? I'm not sure. Anyway, we're probably going to want to go for clone wares, because food is good, and also approval is good. Oh, I should have looked at his, what are his starting skills? Lowered ship cost. Okay. Well, where do we need a little bit of an approval boost? Honestly, he could go to Deneb for now. Help us get that quest done a little faster. The extra food will be useful too. Alright, and I think we're gonna take this episode until we have applied cryogenics. We'll figure out our ship designs and stuff afterwards. So we could double the food output of this planet, but I think that's probably a pretty bad play, considering, as usual, we're going to be largely bound by the arrival of food ships. Although, food ships from Mergashi are going to get here pretty slowly, I would imagine. Yeah, even so, I don't think that we want to... Yeah, I don't think we want to spend 850 dust. It'll accelerate it some, but not that much. I actually don't know what the path they're going to take is. We probably need to clear Andromeda out, like, now. To avoid our civilian ships heading over there and getting killed. Alright, well that will definitely reveal what's over there. Oh, hey, Remnant. We have to be a little bit more careful with the praise. Their trait's not that important. What's my current... It's a fairly significant rate of loss here. I think we probably should not do another praise. Okay, yeah, we're starting to have some approval issues. Minor ones. Definitely things we can deal with. Oh, yeah, sure. I did that.
The Empire will...
Yeah, get out of here with this. Can I yell at him in response?
We are at war. You test my patience.
We're actually not at war. Don't just throw phrases like that around. Those words have meanings. Dangerous meanings. Alright, no curiosities to explore. It looks like we, the other players finally caught up to our exploration power, and now are able to explore everything that we can see. Alright, we have some approval stuff coming through. Ying will have another 20 approval in 7 turns, which will be enough to actually... Wow, the threshold for rebellion is really high when you're this government type. People would be happier if we moved them off of Yang 3, but glorification of the Gorgeous is going to solve this problem. We could use a law to solve it instead. We could go to Toys for Boys. Eventually we'll unlock that law that lets us lower taxes effectively, lower our dust income from citizens. That usually is a pretty good solution to the approval problem, provided that you can afford to run it, which we absolutely can. I think I'd rather not run Toys for Boys if we can avoid it. Do we want to call it? Do we want to specialize this real quick? Yeah, it's only 1 turn. And then actually, magnetic field generators is quite good here. So's AI labor. It'll be a lot better, obviously. Once we have more population. We're only content. Glorification of the Gorgeous is actually really great for us. We have a ton of luxury deposits. Yeah, alright. Do that real quick. try to establish a baseline of not being completely miserable in our empire. We have no strategics here. We have one world that is hot. I mean, still, AI labor is not bad. But I guess let's work on the dust. We're going to need to pick up another planet before too much longer. Alright. Things are teetering back and forth a little bit. I think we're going to be okay, but there's definitely a precariousness to the situation that cannot be denied. Oh, hi, everybody. How are you all doing? Okay, well, I was going to attack if they didn't. So these cells are long-range missile ships. Power to shields is probably... yeah. Do I only have 2 tactics cards equipped? Alright, well, these guys are, for the moment, lending their sieging ability to our blockade, so things are going a little bit faster. We're not actually going to try to siege them out. I'm just waiting for everybody to arrive so that we can have maximum manpower on the first turn of the assault. Okay, we are ecstatic here. Yeah, we're definitely going to build the Imposer, but we're going to wait to do that until after we actually complete the design. So is that the only thing that's left to do this turn? It would appear so. You guys are in defense mode, just keep things safe, and I don't know, maybe prepare to put down a civil rebellion, just in case. Alright, yeah. So, we're establishing, we're having some minor military issues. I am pleased to see that the pirate ships left Rigel. They're probably headed for the pirate homeworld to drive us off, so that's a little concerning. We have a lot of ships over there, but we don't have a lot of particularly good ships over there. This is certainly a concern. Geez, wow, we don't really have a lot of great stuff to build here. We could put up the craft and nutrition plant and just use dust to rush it so that it doesn't take so long. You know what, here I think this is actually, this is going to be where we do this. We're going to need it. Food output here is just too low. Alright. Yeah, so that's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time. I think we're developing an iron heel, and we're going to crush some people beneath it. We'll see you then.